What's up guys, Lee back with another video. In this video we're going to be talking about Destiny 2. We're not getting Radiance back, and so you're not going to be able to just come back to life whenever you want to with a Warlock like you used to. So I want to talk about some of the pros and cons to that and taking that mechanic out of the game and how it may benefit us instead of hurt us. So real quick before we get into the video, we're going to go over the cons before we go over the pros, but real quick, hit the like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to make sure you see my content as soon as it goes out. Sometimes it doesn't tell certain subscribers when my content goes out till days later, or maybe not even at all. Hit the little bell beside the subscribe button. It will give you notifications through your email. Alright, so cons. Let's talk a little bit about how you may look at this as a disadvantage to the game. So, you know, of course Radiance allows you to be able to come back to life outside of the times when the game allows you to come back to life. So whenever you're playing a raid or a strike and there's a part where you can't be revived, you can just come back. Or if you're playing Crucible or Trials and you're the last person on your team, instead of losing, you can come back and win. So you're no longer going to be able to do that. So it can kind of make those clutch moments where you kind of won the game in year 1, 2, and 3 for Destiny 1. That stuff's going to go away. It's going to require you to learn more of the skills and how to better play the game and not die. And so that's really easily the first thing you're really going to have to think about when playing Destiny 2. And so another thing too is a lot of times, especially for me, whenever I play with subs or some friends that may be not as good at the raid encounters, they would use the Warlock and Radiance to be able to revive because they would die a lot. And so one of the disadvantages to not having Radiance is that some of your friends or even people that you find on LFG are not going to be able to just come back when they've got their super and they've died. So it's going to cause people to have to really learn the encounters better and to not rely on Radiance being a crutch for them to kind of come back and be able to finish the game out. And then another thing, which is kind of a fun thing that kind of taking away Radiance maybe makes it suck a little bit, but a lot of things you've seen from YouTubers over the last 3 years came from being able to come back to life in Destiny. So when you think about raid encounters, and so people would solo Atheon by jumping off the cliff and reviving instead of having to deal with his stuff. And so that was a way that you could make fun solo videos for raid encounters, and people loved watching them. But now you're not going to really be able to do that anymore. You're going to have to find other ways to do it. And so not only Atheon, but you could also do the bridge encounter in Crota. So if your teammates were there, you could have everyone die, jump off the edge, and then come back to life if you had a couple Warlocks, and then they could finish out the bridge part and pretty much cheese the whole encounter. So as soon as you went to stagger Oryx when he first opened his chest, you couldn't really do that by yourself, and so instead you would just die, and then you would come back to life and then go set your bombs off, and then you wouldn't have to worry about having anyone else. So that's something you wouldn't be able to do anymore. Certain strike bosses and bosses in Destiny, you could die after you killed them, restart that encounter, and get more loot. So that's something you won't be able to do anymore. And so there's a few cons to the fact that Radiance is not going to be coming back. So let's look at some of the pros. So the first thing that I thought of for me is that no longer when I play Crucible or Trials or anything of the PvP nature, I don't have to worry about when I kill somebody, are they going to come back and turn and like kill me from behind. You never have to worry about if you kill all 3 people in Trials, you're not going to have to play anymore. It's over. You're done. You've won. And so it was a con in the fact that if you're on that team and you die and you could have come back, you can't no more. But for the other team, it's kind of a blessing because you ain't got to worry about it anymore. So I've got a clip of me playing Crucible. This guy killed me, and so I just came back and killed him. And you can't do that anymore. So that's one of the bright sides to it for me that I'll enjoy, especially playing Trials, because people would come back and mess me up. And so second for me is I think using Radiance in Destiny 1 was not so fun to use because it was a super that you kind of held on to. You might go through an entire raid encounter or a whole raid itself and never once use your super because you wanted to hold on to it just in case you died. So with Dawnblade coming, you can use it more offensively and just wreck people. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to hold on to this. You can use it as at your leisure and never have to worry about, oh, do I need to hold on to this, or could I use it right now and will I have it back in time so that something bad doesn't happen? And then also now that we have new abilities with each character, so you know the Titan has the little shield he can throw up because the Ward of Dawn's not coming back. The Warlock is going to have kind of a little pool area around him where you can kind of buff the health of your allies, it seems. And so that's going to kind of help out a little bit, maybe keep you alive a little bit longer. So they're adding things back in. They're going to help some of the ways that we might be at a disadvantage. And so another pro from me that I'm not sure will happen, we'll just have to wait and see, is that I hope not having a crutch like Radiance will cause people to either want to learn encounters and different activities better so that they don't have to think, oh, well, if I die, I can just come back. They'll learn the encounter so that you won't have to spend so much time playing activity because they don't have that crutch that they can just use to come back. They're going to learn the encounter. You're going to be able to find raid groups that are outfitted with people who know the encounters better and just can get through them, and you don't have to spend 8 hours trying to kill Skolas because you keep dying during the poison section. And so the last thing that I think is an awesome pro is, so we talked about how it was a con that, you know, you won't be able to make these solo videos like you used to for encounters where you really needed to be able to die and come back. I think it's going to cause people to really have to find some very creative ways to conquer these different encounters in the game in maybe a more fun and creative way that will allow people to kind of find their own way to make it through the game. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. That's some of the pros and cons that have come to my mind as I was thinking about, you know, how not having Radiance in Destiny 2 would change the game. If there's anything that you've thought of that I haven't covered in this video, please leave it in the comments below. I'd like to hear it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 subs. When I get there, we're going to be pretty much giving away $100. And like I said in that one, you can either use it to spend it towards your Destiny 2 wants and needs, or you can go on down to old Burger King and get you like 56 packs of nuggets. That's it, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.